Juries at a U.S. military tribunal have handed down a verdict on a psychiatrist who went on a shooting spree at an army base. They've sentenced him to death.
It took nearly 4 years after the Fort Hood shooting rampage, in which 13 were murdered and 31 wounded, for Nidal Hasan, the admitted gunman, to be convicted and sentenced to die. The panel also ordered Hasan be dismissed from the Army and stripped of his pay. The decisions were unanimous. As the sentence was read, Hasan looked at the jury and the judge, but had no apparent reactions.
Nidal Hasan sat unfazed as the military jury told him he would be sentenced to death. Family members in the courtroom held on to one another. Several of them wiped away tears. But 4 years after the massacre, where 13 people lost their lives and more than 30 others were wounded, family members of these victims now hope that Nidal Hasan will simply be someone who is forgotten. Hasan sat quietly throughout most of the trial, hardly participated, had very few statements to give to this jury. It was clear in his mind that he wanted the death penalty to be seen as a martyr around the world for having carried out this massacre.
Major Nidal Hasan said he committed the attack in retaliation for US wars in the Muslim world. The jury in the case deliberated for over 2 hours before agreeing on the death penalty. A lethal injection will be used. Hasan, bearded and in a wheelchair, showed no visible emotion when the president of the jury read his sentence. He was paralysed by a shot from police trying to end the rampage on November 5th, 2009. The American-born Muslim shouted out "God is greatest" in Arabic during the attack in a medical facility at the Texas military base, just weeks before he was due to be deployed to Afghanistan.
Nidal Hasan did nothing to defend himself. Many think he wanted the death penalty to be seen as a martyr. But in his closing statements at the court, the prosecutor said he would never be a martyr. He is not giving his life, we are taking his life, he said, adding, "We should not punish him for his religion, but for his hate." The families believe he has now been punished, but that will do little to change the lives lost, the people injured.
Hasan could become the first American soldier executed since 1961. However, the military justice system requires a lengthy appeals process in death penalty cases, so it could be years before he is put to death.
We also heard from the mother of 19-year-old specialist Jason Hunt, that mother calling Hasan a coward and an unrepentant murderer. Hasan was emotionless as the verdict was read to him in court. He's now heading to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, where he will join 5 other U.S. soldiers on death row. This is also the beginning of an automatic appeals process that will take at the minimum 4 years. So we can't expect Hasan to be on death row for quite a while.
Colonel Michael Mulligan provided the closing argument on sentencing on behalf of the government in this case. Colonel Mulligan argued that Hasan, quote, should not be punished for his religion, he should be punished for his hate.
Anyone who would use their religion to commit acts of terrorism serves no God except their own hatred and self-interest. As far as his claim that he was saving lives, he has done nothing but further deteriorate relationships with the U.S. and the Middle Eastern countries. Nidal Hasan is a coward and an unrepentant murderer.